Give us your emotions. You're back fully training and you're 17 days away from back in Super Rugby of sorts domestically.
Yeah, it's something that we've gone through a few highs and lows. Like for me personally, obviously there's been a few years and that we've been wanting to get back, or not so much wanting to get back into Super Comp, but just wanting to test ourselves against the other Aussie teams. And I think that's what we're looking forward to most. Giving the young guys as well an opportunity to compete against other players for Wallaby positions is a pretty big thing as well. So I'm sure like on the day when it comes to the teams being selected, getting out there for that first game, there'll be a whole other range of emotions to deal with. But right now we've got a good focus on what we want to achieve out of the next couple of months.
Being competitive, you would know about the competition as such. Do you think you're going to be competitive straight away? You're confident?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're a competitive group. I mean, it's a cliche that gets thrown out there a lot. None of us go out there just to make up numbers. We're not putting our hand up to be a part of this competition just to play a bit of rugby because we're bored. We want to go out there and we want to win games. I think at the end of the day, that's what our goal is going to be and should always be.
What about for you at your age, with respect, to get another chance? It must be real good.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's something that a few of the more senior guys in the group have actually touched on. We've spoken about, not knowing whether or not we get another opportunity at Super Rugby level. And you always question yourself, is the ability still there? They're all pretty fast. They're all not getting any younger and things like that as well. But I think we bring a different skill set to the table, and I think we're still all pretty strong individually as a more senior group. And the other important thing is that with Greg Holmes coming into the squad, he knocks me down a peg on that age level as well. So he has the top gong.
Can I ask just in that sense for you, during that time of not being here at the Force but not playing, did you get offers and did you knock them back, or is this now your chance to step back again?
No, this was originally I was brought in here, so over the period that we were taken out of Super Rugby originally, without looking back on it and dwelling on it too much. I went upstairs and said I was in a fortunate enough position that I still had time left on my contract here with Rugby Australia. So I said, look, while I'm here, whatever I can do to help make it work, I want to make it work. And whether that's been doing work in the community, just helping out with my Netties team, or training as hard as I can to whether I'm putting the best effort forward on the field or trying to help out with some of the young blokes, just trying to contribute where I can around the club to make sure that we do succeed at whatever competition, whatever game we're playing in.
And does it breathe life into your career more? Like, when you hit a certain age, you might be thinking, do I give it away or not give it away? Now, an opportunity of maybe this is a continual thing. Do you go, okay, I've got a few more years?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, for me personally, I didn't get my first professional contract till I was 24, 25 years old. So I think I've said to Nick here before that it's like finding an old FJ Cruiser in the garage. It's only got 10,000 Ks on it. It's tough. It might be a bit old, but it still works pretty well. It's still pretty handy, hopefully. No, but I mean, for me, I love playing. I still turn up here every day, excited to go out and compete. I still, when I cross the white line, I want to win no matter what I'm doing. You obviously look after your body a little bit more. You learn to look after your body a little bit more the older you get. So the balance is making sure that I'm competing out here, but kind of imparting what I've learnt over the years onto the younger guys as well, so they can play for as long and be competitive as long as they can too.
We do have quite a young group coming up, so is it important for you to make sure that you are passing that knowledge on to them? Yeah,
absolutely. It's an old saying, when we talk about the standards you walk past, are the standards you accept. If you see something that someone can do better, you try to help them improve, and it could just be giving them a different perspective on how to look at things. It's not always doing that rock solid, you're doing it incorrectly, it should be done this way. It's probably just more asking them how they can do it better so that they can grow themselves then as well.
We've been watching the Kiwi games, played under those new, I don't think they're laws, interpretations, I guess, at the ruck. There's been a lot of penalties. There's going to be a fair bit of adjustment to the players, the way you play the game. If you sort of built that into your training now, it's something going to be pretty hard to get used to, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to get used to if you make it hard for yourself. We've had the focus on it, we've touched on it, our defensive coach Nick has made a pretty big deal of that offside line, how they're going to be refereeing that. We've been lucky to get referees come in, give us some talk about how they're going to be refereeing it as well. So it gives us some insights, and then it's just about us adapting. if we go out there and we're not thinking, we can make mistakes. All of a sudden, it can be a pretty hard night for us pretty quickly. If we back our defensive line, we give ourselves that little bit more space, or that little bit more time at the ruck, or we're willing to let that ball go, back our D in the next tackle, then it won't change too much for us. It'll be a pretty easy afternoon. And then there's the flip side of that as well, on the attacking side too, just having that awareness of if we're winning collisions, we're going to get a lot better pay out of those rucks, so making sure that we're in good shape and just doing those basic things just that little bit better, because that's all it's bringing back to, like you touched on. The rules haven't changed, it's just how they're refereeing them just that little bit more specifically.
You've got to be more direct to break down things like that, isn't
Yeah.
it? And it's that first move you're allowed, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's just making sure that we know that. So if I'm in a poor position, then I'm going to want to have to take the second move. So if I just work hard to be in a better position, I won't need to.
There's quite a few of the guys in this squad now that haven't actually toured, let alone been away from home for a few weeks with the squad. There's a few of you have. What advice can you give them? I mean, just enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, I think for us, enjoy it, but it's getting that balance right. And I think it's something it's easy to do while we're here, while we're at home. But yeah, when we're away, we still use our time to work, so we don't switch off completely. But when we do have time, maybe go have a hit of golf, enjoy that downtime. But I think the big thing is, while we are away, we're paired up in our rooms, just making sure that, like we touched on before, we're setting the example for the younger guys. So, I mean, you can sit down and watch 2 hours of TV, you can watch 2 hours of telly, but you can sit there and stretch and roll while you're doing it. Just little things, those little incremental gains which can make us better and more prepared for the next day.
Right at the start of the Rapid Rugby season, for the one game of Rapid Rugby, you were carrying an injury then. Yeah, you had an injury then. Was that a short-term one or a long-term? Was this sort of giving you an extra?
It was. Fortunately, it's one that could have been managed either way. I'd snapped my plantar fascia, so it's one of the injuries where it can be 4 weeks. It could end up being 8 weeks. I think we were just lucky, for me anyway, that the situation gave me the time to spend that a little bit extra time to come back and get it right and get myself back to full strength and full fitness.
So this break has been good for you, I guess?
Yeah, a lot more parenting at home, a lot more, pretty busy from that point of view. But
as far as the injuries are concerned?
As far as injury is concerned, the body, the body of a 28-year-old again.
Can I just ask, the Eagles from the outside look like they're struggling a little bit with being away, and they've got a lot of fathers. Have you thought about the scenario of leaving, or are you experienced enough to not really concern yourself with that?
I think my partner and I have discussed it a fair bit. We're just, we're planning for a few different scenarios, and it's ever changing, after Matt McGowan's announcement this morning with the hard border. So we're still trying to figure out what that'll mean for us going forward. It's personally I can manage while I'm working that I need to be working, and it'll probably be, if we are away, that it's the little downtimes when you're sitting there is when you miss your family a little bit more than usual. So it's just, I think we're pretty lucky with technology the way it is. We can FaceTime, we can do everything, so we can stay in contact pretty well.
So you're pretty confident it won't affect your performance when it comes to game day?
No, I think pretty confident in our group as well. I don't think we're going to be in the situation, or we're hoping we're not going to be in the situation when we're away for as long as the Eagles have had to be. So ours will be broken up into a couple more manageable, smaller blocks, which hopefully makes that a little bit easier. I know it will. But at the end of the day, I'm sure I'm going to get a little bit lonely and make a few calls and build some blocks or something like that over FaceTime.
A bit of Lego.
Yeah. I'll take my own away with me.
What, you got the 2 little ones there?
Yeah, 2 little ones. Nearly 3 and 1.5. Just anarchy at home.
Just talking about when you originally came to WA, it was in 2013, it was a short-term contract, and really made WA home since then. It's been quite a journey for you.
Yeah, I mean, originally, my partner and I, Nat, she came here as well. We were here on a 6 or 8 week contract originally, so we've managed to swing that into years pretty much now. And like I said, we've had 2 kids here. I think we love Perth. Perth's home for us, and we wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.